Hello everyone and welcome to Harv's World for the next installment of Chellington Valley. Yes, I got up bright and early this morning and I'm finishing up this hay contract for Miss Coggins. I didn't realize it at the time, but apparently this is where she resides for the time being. Well, I guess this is where she resides, and so that's why I just wasn't sure where I was going. Yesterday when I picked up this contract, but today it's time to get this hay delivered for her. Hopefully this will get taken care of in short order and I'll be able to move on for the day. We'll see where we're at financially, and as I've said, I really do need to get some money coming in. Oh, and my beacons aren't on. I'm driving around here just inviting a ticket. That is not cool. And I should be cutting through right about here. It is a lovely morning in the valley, as it always is. Well, unless it's raining, which we don't always appreciate. But, you know, even the rain can be beautiful. Makes things all sparkly and shiny. I think there's a second gate up here. And it was just yesterday. I'm just still learning my way around. I don't always know where I'm going yet. Yeah, this is the spot. Can I sneak in here before this next car comes? Why, yes. Yes, I can. And I think if I open this gate here... I should just be able to swing right through. Keep your fingers crossed. This is going to be tight. I'm probably not going to make it. That would be a negative, Ghost Rider. The pattern is full. I wonder if I cut my corner just a little bit tighter. If I can just swing just enough to get through. Come on, we can do this. Like Chellington likes their tight farmyards, let me tell you. Woo. That is some skinny delivery action right there. That I don't know about do me. Let's see where we're at with these hay bales. With a little bit of luck, fingers crossed, I'll have plenty left over to net me a hefty bonus. We are going to find out, that's for sure. No, Miss Coggins wasn't too terribly upset that I didn't get these in yesterday. Apparently this Valley View farm is gearing up for some cattle. It helps if you, there we go, that's more like it. That'll get me through. Because they are buying all kinds of bales today, recently, within the last few days I should say. And I'll have to close that gate again to get back through. If you recall, we delivered a whole batch of silage bales to them yesterday, and then today, well, we are getting them some hay, so seems to me like they're getting ready to feed up some cattle. I don't know for sure, it's not my business really, but just kind of thinking outside the box. The second load of bales is going in for Miss Coggins. Hopefully this will fulfill her responsibilities to Valley View Farm here. Yes. Yes, it does. Absolutely. Outstanding. Completely outstanding. Just what we needed. And you know what that means? That means there are a whole bunch of additional hay bales left out in the world waiting for me to sell them. And of course, as is my method, I have researched prices around the valley to find out where I can get the best price, and that's on the other side of Felmersham, which we're kind of in between right now. Felmersham and Chellington. I'm north of Chellington, pretty far east of Felmersham, I mean, all things considered. And so I'm going to go grab the bales off Miss Coggin's field, the ones that are left over as my bonus, and run them over to the Whitehall farm. So I had 14 bales left over, and they are coming to the Whitehall farm just about right here. This is going to be another tricky delivery, I think, because these might just be a little too tall to sneak into that shed. We're going to see, though, because as I said, Harv needs the money. Maybe if I bring it right in, yeah, let's try that and see what happens. That still might be a bit much. No, nope, that's not working. Yeah, so, I think we're gonna have to do the old, knock him in with the tractor trick. Well, not exactly a trick, but hey, there we go. That worked out and made about $4 grand. I mean, hay bales aren't exactly silage bales, are they? Okay, time to get this equipment back to the shop and see what other jobs are available. Not doing too shabby, and of course I need to collect my payment from Miss Coggins. So I will catch you back at the shop. So I ran back to the shop, collected from Miss Coggins, and well, the work is coming. The work is finally coming because not one, but two. Farmer Newton, as you know, has been very good. Had a field of oats that needed to be harvested, so I said, yes sir, I will happily get on top of that. But not long after that, I got a call from another gentleman. His name escapes me off the top of my head, but he's got a field of canola that needs to be harvested. So I have got work to fill my day, let me tell you. But, as you'll notice, I'm up to 35,816 pounds. And with a little bit of luck and a little hard work, today will be the day I find a place to call home. Keep your fingers crossed that it all works out the way I want it to. God knows I am. This is a good sized field too. This is not going to be any kind of a small harvest, I can tell you. Not a small harvest at all. So, again, with a little bit of luck, there will be plenty left over for me. That's always the drill with these guys. Get the work done, and you can have anything that's left over. Now, we haven't really talked about anything else that's gone on recently, but, well, as is my usual practice these days, I did spend an evening in the pub, which only would make sense considering the fact that I spent the night at Maxwell's bed and breakfast last night. Oh, that was so relaxing. It's been a while since I slept in a real bed, so that was very good. And it's always nice to get cleaned up. But Well, my friend Marilyn was in there again, and she made the comment that it sounds like you're a real grifter. Well, I looked at her for a minute and I said, no, I've never cheated anybody out of anything. Because a grifter in the United States is a con man, a con artist, someone who finds devious methods to swindle you out of your money, hopefully without you even knowing he's done it. And I explained this to her. You know, I tried not to be offended. Thought there might be something missing in translation there, and it turns out there was, because, well, in jolly old England, a grifter is just a hard-working man. So she was giving me a compliment, and my North American brain was not seeing it. But yeah, that was really nice of her to say. And yes, I have been extremely hard-working. I don't mind saying so myself. I have kept my days very, very busy, trying to get back on my feet again. I'm missing that edge over there. Well, there's no hope for it now. I can come back to it. But yeah, as you can see, this is going to be a big harvest. And I hope I can get it done in time to get over and harvest that canola field as well. And of course, both of these gentlemen are kind enough to leave the equipment in the fields instead of having to drive back and forth to the shop every time. That makes a big difference. It really does. How full am I coming up on this? I think I'm going to go ahead and empty first here. If only I had some way to collect all this straw. That might be beneficial to me also, but I don't. I suppose I could find something. I have to give that some thought. It is a very real possibility. Yep, that was a good plan. Get back on my trek here. Now, one thing that's interesting about sitting in the pub is all of the unique and interesting people who happen through the door. And a lot of times, you know, you'll just sit back in a corner, relax, and kind of watch the goings on, the things that are taking place. And well, needless to say, interesting folk walk through the door all the time. So as I was sitting there last night, there was a fellow who was passing through. It seems like many people seem to pass through Chellington also on their way to other ventures. And well, this one guy that came through, I just barely heard his name, and it was something like Wasden. And he must have been some kind of, yeah, Mr. Wasden, I think, something real similar to that. Anyway, he must have been some kind of landlord or into real estate or something, because he kept talking about homes. Homes this, homes that. That's all I could really hear. But he always said the name or the word homes with a lot of excitement. So he was kind of interesting, just watching. Another fellow passing through last night. And I guess that makes sense at a bed and breakfast. You're just going to have people passing through. Of course, you know they're going to be looking for a place to spend the night. Not always. Sometimes they just pop in and then leave directly. But there was a fellow named Arthur who said he was just on his way to meet a friend and decided to pop in for a pint. And the thing that I remember about this was interesting was that he said he was on his way to meet his friend Ford, who had something very important to tell him. And I thought the name Ford was interesting. Not a name you hear all the time. So Arthur's on his way to meet Ford to get important information. And this happens frequently at Maxwell's bed and breakfast. Quite the goings on. And I'll tell you, I'm not one to necessarily share gossip per se, but there is plenty going on in the little valley of Chellington also. Now, you'll recall Miss Coggins, who was very kind, gave me work yesterday. I finished up for her this morning. Well, it turns out, during some conversation last night, not with me, just something I overheard, and I'm not eavesdropping now, these are conversations that are being spoken out loud. But it turns out Miss Coggins is having a torrid affair with one of the other farmers in the valley. So this is no different from any other small town in the world, it would appear. Everybody has their quirks. But at this point, it's time to focus on the work. I'm going to get these oats harvested for Farmer Newton, Mr. Newton, whatever you prefer to call him. A fine chap. Now I'm going to hop over and take care of the canola field, hopefully before the sun goes down today. Keep your fingers crossed. And we'll see where they stand at that point. Catch up in a minute. So, Farmer Newton is all taken care of. His oats are off the field. I delivered them to silo number 5. Don't really know what to make of that name other than they just call it number 5. So, that was a fantastic job. Farmer Newton, always very generous. Just on leftover oats alone, I made about 9,000 pounds. Add on to that the $5,000 he paid me to harvest the field. 5,000 pounds he paid me to harvest the field. And all of a sudden, I'm looking pretty good. 50 grand at the moment. Now I've just got to go out and find this other field. It's kind of tucked way back in from what I can tell. It's on the south side of the valley. And the question is, where is it? But after that job for Farmer Newton, I think I can safely say that having a place to call my own is on the horizon. It's very exciting. Yes, I know that might be a bit exaggerated, but considering what I've been through, I'm not going to apologize for being excited about it. I'm also not going to drive very well in my excitement, apparently. Well, somebody has a lovely, lovely field here of sunflowers. How beautiful is that? Outstanding. Oh, that's a big hardy field too. Look at that thing. Very nice indeed. Come on. I can't take all day driving around the valley to find this place. It's not so much finding it at this point. I think it's finding a road that'll get me there. Looks like I need to turn down this lane here. Oh, this is tight. This is very tight. Could we have a bit more hedgerow, please? Hedges, poplars? Yeah, probably poplars here. I think I'm on the right track now, at least, though. Come on. Yeah, yep. This looks like it might just be the place. Very nice. Very nice indeed. And these guys apparently really like their Rostelmash harvesters. Because, well, I don't know. Maybe Chellington Valley gets some kind of discount on Rostelmash. Could be anything. You know how these guys are. And that's, you know, that's kind of the way equipment goes sometimes. One guy buys one. The next person says, "Wow, that thing works really well. Let me have one of those." With a little bit of luck, this job will pay very well. It's not as big a job as Farmer Newton was paying, but still, I've got time to get it done today. That's what really matters. And then, I've got a few more tricks up my sleeve today, I think. Oh, thank goodness, finally. finally gonna have a place of my own. We'll look into that in just a little bit. Mr. Carrier's field is harvested. I am taking his product to the fruit farm. It's interesting what these local farmers do, because it seems like whenever I deliver their product, and I've got to figure out exactly where this needs to go because it's in a bit of an unusual place. But whenever I deliver their product, it seems like, here we go, just up here on the left it should be. It seems like they're not really looking for the best price. They must be contracted to these places. That's the only thing I can figure, is that they've been contracted to plant these fields. And so they're not getting the best prices. Now I know for a fact that, and I've got 3,600 liters of canola left over. I know that there's a place out by Carlton. I don't know, have we talked about Carlton? I don't know. But I know that there's a place out at Carlton that will pay much, much better for canola than the fruit farm does. The place I just delivered at for Mr. Carrier. The same was true for Mr. Newton. Like I said, I delivered his product to silo number 5, but the leftover oats that I had from that field paid a lot better at a different place. So it is what it is. They do what they do. You know what I'm talking about. It's somewhere out here in Carlton. I've got to find it. And Carlton is the third village. There's Felmersham, there's Chellington, and there's Carlton. Carlton's in this direction. To the west. Let me see if I can't figure out where this needs to go. Yeah, so I'm taking this to a place called Druton's Store. They pay a lot better for canola than the fruit farm does. And they are toward Carlton. They're south of Carlton, though. So I should be taking my next left here. Oh, and I want to finish this up because I want to get my place. Come on, little tractor. We're almost there. Then all I have to figure out is what's going to be a good place to buy. Because all I have is a truck. I hope this is the spot. Looks like it. Looks like it. Yep, Druton's store right here. And yes, I'm pulling straight in. Because I can. And that's an extra 5,300 pounds. So at this point, I'm going to return this equipment to Mr. Carrier and start looking into a place I can call home. Well, I found a place. I did find a place. Should be right up here. This is it. Right here. As you can see, I'm a little bit broke again. But hey, this run down, beat up, rusty old place is now mine. All mine. I need to do some work around here and get things cleaned up a little bit, but all mine. There's no house. But it's all mine. Got some place to store stuff. And there's a lot of junk sitting around. It'll take some work. It'll take some cleanup work, but it's not fancy. It's not pretty. Oh, there we go. We got a nice entry into the farmyard. A lot of old junk sitting around. I'll be cleaning some stuff up here. Absolutely cleaning this stuff up. Got some buildings that could probably stand to be raised, taken out. They're in disrepair. But it's mine. All mine. And I spoke with Farmer Jack. And I'm going to run over to his place really quick and pick up a little something. Probably shouldn't spend the money, but I think I'm due. And that takes care of Farmer Jack. It wasn't nearly as expensive as I thought, only about 1,200 pounds. Ta-da! He was willing to sell me his old camper, his caravan. And now I have a place to live also. Outstanding. Absolutely outstanding. I've got a farmyard. I've got a house. Set my boots outside. Amazing. Absolutely amazing. Thank God for the local farmers. They have really, really helped me start my life again. I'm going to be doing a lot more work for them because, well, it took everything I had to get this place, but at least I've got something to call my own. And I think that's going to do it for this episode of Chellington Valley. I hope you did enjoy the episode. If you did, do me a favor. Remember to hit the like and subscribe buttons down below. I really appreciate you coming along for the ride. And until next time, take care.